East Hampton School Board, you are live.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Have a motion to call the meeting to order.
Make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to
to
the
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very, very much. Happy New Year. We've actually got people in the audience. Another big night, I think. It's good to see people again. All right, so Jason, do you have anything for public comment online?
I don't have that up yet. Let me get the phone
Okay,
line up and
when you have it
started.
up, that's fine.
I'll let you know if anyone calls in.
Perfect. That's even better. Anybody here have a public comment? Good there. All right.
All's good.
And I'll turn it over to the superintendent.
Yes. Nancy McMullen
I didn't even
has
say
a presentation.
Yes.
I believe we also have an teacher who's going to be receiving something.
Nice.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nancy McMullen, and I'm here with East Hampton Education Foundation. I would like to tonight present officially a mini grant that has been awarded to Dr. Stephanie Forsberg in the amount of $2,000 for an oversized printer that she will use in her science research classroom. And I think there's a presentation coming in the spring that will bear the fruits of that printer, she's told me. And I just wanted to share with you all that our foundation has awarded over $142,000 in mini grants since 2005, which helps promote unique educational opportunities in areas like social skills and character ed, social media safety, conservation, photography, printing and animation, STEAM, robotics, literacy, and diversity. And we are very thankful that you help us so much and it's so generous, our community especially. And we'd like to just welcome anyone who'd like to join us in the future. Always looking for members. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I should come with you. No. No, thank you. I appreciate it. And unknowingly, one of our science research students is here, so we'll be printing her poster for this, but this is for the upcoming Science Research Symposium, which will be in the spring. It's April 25th, so save the date. But you'll be able to come to the cafeteria and see all of the students will be printing. These are the types of posters you see in the colleges and university settings. So they'll have multi-use that will also be bringing them to science competitions. And they're also going to hopefully line our hallways when in between the competition. So it'll have multi-use, and it's also important for them just to learn the skill of presenting in that oral format. So since I came out of the budget season, this was a great way to utilize the Education Foundation, and all of our students are really grateful to have that. So looking forward to seeing them in person in the spring. And thank you to the
Thank you.
I'm going to make a little change if the administrators don't mind. We do have a student here who wants to talk about a volunteer program. Instead of making her wait.
Yes, the ball game's on.
It's
a lot of science work to do today.
Yeah.
You gotta run there first.
And this presentation about this volunteer track club already was made to the board's athletic committee. And then we wanted to bring it to the whole board. So,
I'm working with Liam's folks, Ben's son, but yes, he's at a basketball game right now, but we're both runners. He runs track, cross country. I run both tracks and cross country. And we wanted to do something to kind of bring running into our youth community. And like coming out of COVID, youth sports have kind of taken like a big hit, and we wanted to do something to kind of bring in like the importance of sports back into our community with like an emphasis on working on their mental, physical health, and also just making friends and everything like that. So our idea is to do a free youth track club in this upcoming spring for elementary school students. It would be like starting around March, and then having the end goal to be having them do a 5K. Possibly the Bonnet on board one, we're thinking. But yeah, I think the goals would be to just increase their confidence, just build more sports in the community. And we have our advisors, Jen folks, Sharon McCobb and Diane O'Donnell. And Sharon and Diane are also the cross country coaches as well. And we also have the support of OMAC as well, the Old Montauk Athletic Club. And we'd also like to involve other sport teams and like athletic figures in our community to come and like volunteer and just like support our athletes. But as of right now, what we need to do is just reach out to our elementary schools and kind of like advertise it a little bit. And also we wanted to discuss transportation. We were thinking buses, but it seems like it would be difficult, maybe like set up students with a carpool, something like that. But yeah, that's yeah.
Nice. Wonderful.
So when is it gonna start? If you
So
said yes.
yeah, probably around March, like coming maybe starting a couple weeks after like the February break or so.
Sunday, you say we're gonna do it on Sundays.
Sunday, yes, like 8:30 to 10ish. We were thinking, or something around that.
They were gonna divide the grades up.
Yeah, so we were thinking, dividing the grades up, so it's more kind of, like by age, so you don't have like, second graders running with kids in middle school that want to be also running or something like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Thank you.
Get more
Music school.
Right.
So,
Ms. Smith?
Yes, right. Sorry, still writing over here. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back. So we have a few things happening. First, I would like to say thank you so much for the printer. We're so excited, and I know that it will be put to great use. So we have incoming 9th grade night on January 19th. That's when all current 8th graders and their families are invited to come in to hear about all things 9th grade and all things high school. So what courses they could take, and also what clubs and activities are available. Also just kind of maybe not their first time, but first official time being in the high school, you know, as a soon to be high schooler. So we're eager to welcome them in for the first time.
Is that for all the incoming?
What's that?
That's not just for the East Hampton, it's for all the.
Yes,
students.
yep. So Springs,
Everybody in one
Montauk, not in Amagansett because they're with us already,
Right.
By 8th grade. And that will all be one night here. I know we've done it in various iterations over
Right.
time going there, but we sort of feel like it's one more opportunity for them to come in and kind of get used to the building here, and we'll see how it goes. And if, you know, they prefer we come to them next year, we're happy to do that, you know. So yeah, so we're excited for that. We have the alumni panel tomorrow. So incoming 9th grade and also returning graduates who are coming tomorrow to talk to 10th and 11th and 12th graders about the college experience. Everything from doing your own laundry to managing the course load to how just college life in general. So we have about 6 to 8 seniors coming or graduates coming back, and they will speak to our students tomorrow. So we are happy that we're doing it in person. The past 2 years we had to do virtual. So we're really happy that they're coming back and thrilled to see them.
Are the graduates that are coming back, are they all in college currently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So it will be mostly focused on the college experience, but also I would imagine talking, some career and choosing of a major, things like that. So, yeah. So we also have our semi-formal Winter Wonderland dance this Friday. I don't know who approved that date. But we are dancing this Friday. So, we're excited, and the juniors and senior class will be hosting that. So that is what's going on.
That'll be in the gym or the?
The cafeteria. Yep. Yeah. Nice and sunny.
Dr. Soriano?
Happy New Year, everybody. We had our hot cocoa and donuts right before the break, and it was a big success, although I can tell you there are a lot of sleepyheads this morning. They needed that sugar hit this morning. But it was a good day for all, and I said to Christina before, I think they'll have to sell the business to get out of that. But we do appreciate it, and it is a big hit with the kids. Coming up, we have our Science Olympiad team, 2 of them that will be competing at their first competition of the year. We heard from the advisors and the students a couple board meetings ago, but that is at Uniondale, and it's against 38 other middle schools. And what's nice is they also have the high school teams there as well. So the kids get to see what that looks like if they move on and as it becomes more advanced. We also have a principal's breakfast and PTA meeting next week on Wednesday. Denise Rowland, who is one of our teachers. Okay.
Hello.
So I'm supposed to pay that bill.
Well, the TV that's a weird.
TV didn't go out. I know.
Yeah, it's probably a motion thing, right?
No.
No?
Oh, it's just.
Okay, well,
Jim too?
I'm not, it's going in.
There we go. All
Good
right.
job. Yeah, you probably did, yeah.
So, we have our principal's breakfast and PTA meeting, and Denise Rowland, who teaches family and consumer science, is going to do a presentation for our parents on social media and what we're doing in 6th and 7th and 8th grade, piloting a program to help the kids make better decisions when it comes to use of their smartphones and the internet and devices, which obviously has been a theme this year in particular at the middle school and will continue for several years to come, I'm sure. So more to come on that. I've sent a lot of stuff out to parents on it, also some parent education, because as I think Jackie said a couple meetings ago, parents have to be involved at home. They have to check their phones at this age in particular. And I think folks are pretty good about partnering with us on that. Also, in a couple of weeks, the iTry program founded by Therese Roden will be coming to the middle school. They have 2 folks who've been, she won't come herself, but they have 2 individuals that we've been working with, Alyssa Shannon, and others who will speak to our girls in 6th grade. And we do that quickly during homeroom, just so they have a chance to hear about it. And then, there's no pressure. They take literature home. I send a note home to parents, and then the girls that want to participate can elect to do that later once they've done a Zoom with the folks from iTry and their daughters. So it's just a good way to let them know what's available. And then again, we don't force anyone or coerce anyone, but it's a good option. And our girls who have done it before get a lot out of it. So that will be happening in 2 weeks. And I think that's it. Looking forward.
Hey, Tony, just a question about.
Yep.
Is it usually just a kid goes in at 7th grade or 6th grade? And that's it? They don't have repeats, do they?
I try.
Oh,
I try.
Yeah, they can go, they
can go back.
if they want, and every
Yep.
now and then they have 2 or 3 that go back each year.
and those are the students that we have come to the presentation just to talk about the experience.
Right. But I mean, it's mainly for 6th grade girls, right?
Mainly, that's where we put the
That's where
emphasis,
they
but
start.
girls do return, as Sandy said, and participate
It's a great program.
It's a wonderful program, particularly it's well placed in sixth grade for us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's.
We have about 20 or so that
Right.
participate.
Yeah, and Bridgehampton, Bridgehampton School, and there's other schools.
Sometimes they join with us. Depending on the
At
number.
big event, at the
Right.
big event, they all join together.
Yes.
But they do have kids that come back in the other grades and participate, and some come back in seventh and eighth.
And for us, it's a natural wellness tie-in because of all that we do with Bonnet on board, so it just fits. And the girls have a great experience.
Ms. Patterson?
Happy New Year, everyone.
It is with great joy that I share that this year we had 56 of our E&L students meet the criteria to exit the program and place as commanding students. And this December, we were able to host a commanding E&L recognition event at each school building. And out of our current students that are still with us in the district, together with their parents and guardians and the staff, we were able to celebrate 49 students. So we're very proud of them.
Ms. Masterson?
First, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Ryan and his team on the very successful plunge. Thank God you had that Sunday and not the Sunday before.
800 people.
Huge. I don't know what they had. I saw the video.
And I thought your plunge was very adequate and loving the way you fell back in your son's arms. So we're halfway through our seasons, and our teams are doing very well. Boys basketball is 3-0 right now. They are playing Comstock, and Comstock is 4-0. So this is a very big game for them. Girls basketball's had a few hard losses, but they are playing home tomorrow, and they're working really well. They're also doing a fundraiser for Katie's Courage on Monday, just to help support Katie's Courage, and something fun. Each season, one of our teams likes to do something. Kicks for Cancer, Katie's Courage. This is something that's just going to be a basketball game, and they'll sell little knickknacks. Wrestling's having one of the best seasons in years, and they will be home this Friday. As you know, they'll finish wrestling, and then they're going to go dance with Mrs. Smith. Swimming's doing really well. They're off 2-1 so far, 4-2 overall. And we're very happy the pool is back up and running, and we hope it stays that way for the remainder of the season.
There's a homemade Friday too, right?
Yes, home meet for Swimming Friday also. Boys and girls track are running their hearts out at Suffolk Community College. Bowling team is finding a lot of success on the lanes. Our cheer team is working really hard with our coach, and she is really building this program up. And we will start late winter middle school sports on the 17th, which is girls basketball, boys volleyball, and wrestling.
I got a couple of things.
I know.
The Great Riley, O'Donnell just broke a good record, right?
400 meter. 400 meter.
Yeah. Did you have that?
Oh, she's one of my students. So I was congratulating.
But you heard about this elementary school. Shouldn't we have a moderator? What's going to be? Shouldn't there be, rather than adult? We need those people.
Yes.
But wouldn't we have a moderator?
You mean like
paid moderator? Adam?
Well, it wasn't budgeted.
This wasn't
I
budgeted,
know
but
it
these
is,
are
but if
people
we
that are.
approve it, is there a cost factor? And I would like to say if we can get it started right, but to just.
These are volunteers that are approved coaches already. I would like to see it in the future.
Okay.
But right now, these are.
They're running for
You'd be a volunteer.
So the
For
running
what Liam and,
that already volunteer, and they're coaches already, right?
Yep.
Like, it's just right now, Kid Wrestling is going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess who's in there? Ethan.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling, but we as a district, I think we ought to have a moderator or.
I think you see that though from most of the varsity programs.
Diane-
who want to grow their program.
Diane-
I think we have this group of
Is she gonna be
coaches.
helping?
Yes, Diane
Yeah.
and Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shouldn't we,
Well, I think it's kind of, you view it from the varsity standpoint, the varsity stipend in contractually is much larger than the other stipends.
Yeah.
Because the idea is they're gonna grow the program.
Baseball's done it for years.
That's what
Yeah,
you're
Vinny
saying.
does.
Vinny's done it for years.
Most of them doing things in the off season, and if we're starting really at the elementary level and middle school level,
Yep.
that's what's gonna do, you know, Joey with like football and you know, they're doing great things. And maybe that's something down the road that if we collectively feel and then.
Well, you had talked about trying to increase our intramural programs in
Yes,
the younger
without-
grades. So if people are starting these programs, then hopefully,
It's a no-brainer.
hopefully.
It's totally a no-brainer if it's something that our varsity coaches can do and get compensated in some way that it's off-season from them, but still building their programs. I think it's a win-win for us. Yeah,
And this one fits in because you don't need gym space. Like we wanted to see a lot more intramurals, but we could never get the gym space in the winter. This just
there's
gym space
nothing,
and field space. We don't
that's
have
what
enough.
we, that's what we sat there
Right.
when I talked to Karen in the beginning of the school year, we wanted to run intramural through the elementary school, but between Project Most and, you know, we have beautiful spaces, but we don't have enough gyms. You
Right.
know, that's a push for another day out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we, you know, and
Yeah.
when it is the time and we build a field house right over here, it's gonna be beautiful and huge with a pool on the side of it, but that's gonna get utilized.
That sounds great.
Wow. Sounds good.
You fix me.
You pick.
Okay, next question.
That's it. I
Only
just
one?
had those two.
Okay.
Thank you, Kathy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're gonna do public comment again. I don't want to miss that. Yeah, we do. Anybody here for public comment? No? Jason, do you have anybody for public comment at all?
We have no one for public comment, and we have the line is active, and we have the ticker up on the screen.
Thank you very much. So on to the superintendent's reports and recommendations. Item number 1, recommend the board approve the following appointments for the 2022-23 school year. And it begins with an instructional substitute down to chaperone and clock keeper. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? It's all standard stuff we need. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 2, recommend the board approve the following grant-funded appointments for the 2022-23 school year. And it's a professional hourly rate of $75.35. Where's it? And goes to district-wise bilingual support staff for ENL bilingual parent outreach workshops. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Again, standard stuff. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 3, recommend the board approve the contractual agreement between the East Hampton Union Free School District and Gregory Gobel, Director of Facilities, effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2026, in the accordance in terms and conditions set forth of said agreement, and authorizes the superintendent of schools to sign said contract. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
Greg's doing a great
Greg's
job.
great.
He's
Yeah.
great.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
It's a big job. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 4, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby approves the memorandum of agreement between the East Hampton Union Free School District, School-Related Professionals Association, dated January 3rd, 2023, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the President of the Board of Education and the Superintendent to execute the successor collective bargaining agreement consistent with such memorandum of agreement for the period beginning July 1st, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2028. I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Thank you for our SRPA non-professional unit. We sometimes forget all the work they do, and we looked at their contract and we made some changes, and we appreciate their leadership for engaging us in a positive conversation.
Great.
Wonderful.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, recommend the board approve the following consultant agreements for the 2022-23 school year. So the first one is A. I'm just going to write down at the bottom because it's right. So the last one is authorizing the amount of $3,167 in accordance with terms and conditions set forth in said agreement, and authorize the president of the Board of Education to sign said agreement. Do you have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Mostly standard stuff. Appreciate Phoenix House and engaging into a little contract with them. I know Sarah worked really hard on putting this together and, to provide substance abuse awareness and a lot of additional supports for our students. So
Great.
thank you guys.
Do they still come in every year? They still come in.
You get enhanced that.
I knew it. I remember you.
The director of outpatient services
Right.
at Phoenix House for the region. Alana Quinn is the clinical coordinator manager of the East Hampton practice. So we work closely together. So yeah, we developed the proposal. I don't know if you want me to go into any detail, but it's really a kind of pronged approach to early intervention and prevention. The statistics show clearly that, early intervention works. Students that initiate use of substances at an earlier age are at a vastly higher likelihood of developing a substance use disorder issue. So it's not just the students, it's the community as well. So the proposal includes family treatment, something that's specific called craft training. So the whole idea is to motivate the individual who is having an issue with substances to participate, engage, and retain in treatment, while also minding and caring for the individual concerned significant others in that family. So it's really a evidence-based wraparound kind of intervention for all members of that family. We also provide wraparound services for our clientele, including adolescents and students. So it starts with an assessment. We determine if treatment is warranted, what level of treatment, whether it's a brief intervention or referral to standard treatment. And within that, we have group, individual, psychiatric services, all master's level trained and licensed master's level clinicians and psychiatric providers if indicated. So Phoenix House has been around since 1967. We've been in East Hampton at least 24 years at our outpatient. We have our other in Long Island City. And yeah, we are here to serve. So we do thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
We have have you also contacted Sag Harbor and Bridgehampton, Southampton?
Not yet. We started here because our East Hampton clinic is about a 7-minute drive from this high school, and then we'll branch out. I've been working with the schools for some time. Sarah and I have talked about, addressing some of the vaping issues as well that are going on. So I've been working in some of the Brooklyn schools. Before Eric Adams was mayor of New York City, and he was in Brooklyn, we had a roundtable at Brooklyn Borough Hall with some of the school administrators there. I was in a Brooklyn high school recently to meet the students and engage with them. And we, intend to expand throughout the island and touch schools because Phoenix House has programs throughout the island from out here in Waynescott all the way to Hop Hog into Long Island City, Queens. So we have staff throughout who can really do in-community services, which we're really pushing for, is to bring treatment and resources to people. So yeah, we are looking to expand, but we really want this, obviously East Hampton has a place in our hearts and we really want to be here and start here and kind of take it from there.
Right.
Yep.
I know you used to come in every year. My kids are actually college age now, but when my kids were here, you used to come in and have some of the patients come in and do presentations and Q&As with the parent groups and also with the students. And it was really impactful. I can still remember the stories and see the faces. And it's probably 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And
So it made an impression.
Mr. Stewart still does that.
Yeah.
He did it last year.
Okay.
And he, I'm sure, intends to do it again. But no, it's incredibly powerful, especially for our students to hear from other, early or late adolescents, who have been through it and it always has an impact on them. I don't think they spoke to parents last year, but certainly something we could explore.
Yeah, they used to come in and do like some of the, PTA meetings and then, some of the principals cabinet meetings. Come in.
Exactly what happened was good. It was good.
Yeah.
And I knew I recognized you from somewhere.
Yeah, and part of the clinical team, well, it's a non-clinical role, but there's something called CERPAs, Certified Recovery Peer Advocates, that have really rolled into the treatment model approach. And so these are folks that have lived experience, typically lived experience with an active history of substance use disorder. Sometimes it's if you grew up in a family home, but typically it's lived experience in the former. And so we have them on staff at our outpatients within our residential programs and our inpatient programs. So those men and women would be part of the treatment team as applicable, and as appropriate. And then the clinical work will come from, the licensed clinical social workers, the social workers, and then of course the psychiatric team if needed, yeah.
I think it's great. And you're right here, you're part of the community, so it really does make sense. I mean,
Yeah. And it's,
Great
we're
job.
excited that for us, from our lens, it's another option if a student has that substance.
Even if it's just somebody to talk to and
Right.
that's an idea off of,
Yeah.
your experience there, so.
So that's
Makes
the thing,
sense.
there's something called ESPER, and that's part of the program design, is the screening, brief referral, and screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment. So ESPER really is, you do a screening, and you can have 3 brief interventions, which could be a group, can be 2 individual psychotherapy sessions, can be 3 individual psychotherapy sessions. But like you said, just someone to chat with, or to express themselves about what's going on in their world that they may not feel comfortable talking to their peer group, their parent group, their teacher group with an objective clinician, And so we have the ESPER, but then we can also refer to active treatment where someone can have ongoing care. And oftentimes, as many of us know, substance use may be a symptom of other underlying issues. So when someone comes into treatment, we're doing an assessment from top to bottom, from medical, social, educational, recreational, all of that, and we address that through the treatment planning and through the actual treatment itself. So a little of my own history in terms of working with adolescents. I started my career working with children and adolescents in inpatient psychiatric hospitals in New Jersey before I came to New York. So I started my career with working with children. And so I definitely have a place in my heart for working with young folks. I have 2 kids myself. And of course, every parent in this room, our fears, many of our fears, one of them is, of course, finding out that our children are struggling with one of these issues, whether it be mental health or substance use disorder. So that's why we're here. So, thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Nice work. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Number 6, recommend the board accept the second and final reading of the following amended policy, immunization of students, policy number 7511. With motion for that, right?
Make a motion.
Motion. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right, number 7, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby accepts a donation from the Greater Education Foundation in the amount of $2,000 for the use by Dr. Stephanie Forsberg and the East Hampton High School Science Research Program. And be it further resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby authorizes the budgetary increase the following line of the 2022-23 budget in the amount of $2,000. Computer hardware to be offset by the donation of the Greater Education East Hampton Education Foundation. I have a motion.
Make a motion.
Second. Discussion. Thank you very much. I know
We
Nancy.
just move, we're moving the money into
Yeah.
where we can use it.
Yes, and it's cool.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby accepts the 2022-23 internal risk audit risk assessment report prepared by Questar 3 BOCES and authorizes the filing of said report for the appropriate New York State authorities. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. In discussion? Yes.
This is what we have to do every year.
Yep. Yeah, and Sam's worked hard on it. We've had it in our finance committee, audit committee. We've talked about it, and now it's time to adopt and approve. So, yeah. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Number 9, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby approves the following change order of the Transportation Center plumbing contract work scope. And it's,
Looks like we're adding a wash.
The next, I'll turn it over to Sam, but the next few are all change orders. So if you could just kind of give a synopsis.
let me get can I have a motion to, a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Yes. Discussion? Now we'll go to Sam. Perfect.
Okay, this first one here is to add $7,000 to the contract with the plumber. We changed out the wash sink that's there. The mechanics asked for a larger basin to clean up in. The one was spec was a little small, so that's this first one.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Number 10. recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby approves the following change order under the Transportation Center electrical construction work scope. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll get Sam to give the synopsis, but you have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second? What do you, Sam?
So this is the electrical contractor at the Transportation Center. A couple of things we had to do here were required for us to pass the fire inspection, including adding a horn strobe for the exterior wall. We needed to add in some additional exhaust system work to make sure that the exhaust from buses were out of the shop. And we also, what we asked for was a motorized gate at the second exit of the property, so we can have both of the gates in a mechanized floor.
Perfect. Any further discussion? Have a motion, I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 11, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby approves the following change order of the high school commercial kitchen mechanical construction work scope. I'll do the same thing again. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Discussion, turn it to Sam.
This is a reduction. We're going to save $1,500 here. There had been some allowances in the contract for unanticipated circumstances. They weren't realized, so we saved some money.
Wonderful.
That's good news. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so that concludes that portion of the meeting. And now move on to whole business, the driver's ed program.
Yes, I know we've, or I've discussed this ad nauseum. As of July 1st, 2023, New York State has now reinstated the driving component of driver education. So parents, you're off the hook as of July 1. Tag, you're it, school board. We've talked about this and the need for having it in-house. There's no viable alternatives in East Hampton for us. I need to just be able to go ahead and, let Sam get cars, because the bottom line is if we don't do it now, we won't have cars when we need them for September.
Right.
Yeah, we have to, listen, we live in a place where you can't survive without a car.
Right.
So our kids have to learn how to drive. There's not very many opportunities. We tried, in years past to do the outsourced section or parts of it, but with the requirements that are there, it's a burden. And this is really the only way we're sort of unique in the sense that, you really do have to be able to drive.
So it's going back into our instructional day.
Yeah.
Yes, we will reschedule it in. Kids will have it as part of their day. They'll have the driving component during the school day, in addition to having the theory.
Yeah, I think that's where it belongs personally. That's where I had
it.
Same.
So it's no approval or anything. We just
Difficult for the kids now.
We go forward. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's enough choice they have to make
Yeah.
school day, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no other
One
option.
way or another, right.
Like mine took it in the summer
Yeah.
and then they went to work. They took it in the
Right.
mornings in the summer. It was great,
Mhm.
you have to give up class to do it.
That's really that.
New business?
So one of the things we are going to talk about, we need to talk about publicly. I think we've mentioned it. We do have a capital reserve fund, and there are definitely a number of capital reserve projects we would like to begin. These are not additional taxes that we were going to put on everybody. We have a savings account with an amount of money in it that we need to make some really not real glitterly sparkly nice things. There are things that we just need to do. It's like including parking lots, pavement, bathrooms, things like that need to get done. But what that entails is the voters authorizing us in May to access that money. Sam, probably what we talk about February, you think, a presentation to the public and the board here?
Presentation in February, the board would then have 4 weeks to mull it over and then vote. Be asked to vote in March to put it on the ballot for May.
Yeah, facilities have been talking about it for a few months.
Yeah.
Sort of finalized.
This is money that's already there. We have.
It's already there.
The taxpayers,
Vote to take it out, yeah.
they authorized us to open the fund. We funded it.
Yeah.
Partially funded it. And now we're asking to take it out. I think it's all in, it's like, budgeting for your roof. It's like budgeting for a new driveway.
Yeah.
If we need to pull it out of a budget, it's difficult. But if we have the money can balance the budget and do it smooth and keep it, from doing this every year, it really helps, and it's stuff that we need. We're not doing anything that's, not needed.
No, we're looking at some real facilities change that need to happen. Charlie in the middle school's been asking for the last at least 3 years.
Yes.
Well, it's lockers, long to be done. Years. Oh, listen, I the high school then, so I do not. Cat lockers.
I think we started asking my friend here on the board.
I don't remember you not asking. How about that?
That's like what you're looking at. There are some little things. I mean, John Marshall's parking lot is a disaster. Right, but that's a lot. These things are not cheap anymore. They're not repair reserve things that we talked about before. With the increase in prices, we unfortunately have to go about it this way. And Sam and our architect have put together a really, really comprehensive presentation.
And we'll get a chance to comment on it, and they get a chance to vote on it. So it's going to be done very openly, and there'll be an open discussion. We've already had the conversations at facilities, which people can come to. They don't. We know that, but I guess it's like as we finalize it, and Sam, we do put a presentation together for the public. Everyone will be able to see exactly what we want to do, how much it will cost, and whether they want to do it or not. We have to do it at some point, but
what we need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. All right. You got something, John?
No, I'm gonna say I move, we move.
Oh, all right. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. You guys do public comment? Public comments one more time? All right, so have a motion to adjourn.
I make it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason, very much.
You're very welcome. Take care. Have a great